The Pittsburgh Dish is brought to you this week by Pittsburgh private chef Joe Peroni. Chef Joe specializes in creating luxury in-home dining experiences that feel intimate, elevated, and completely unforgettable. With 2 decades of culinary experience training in kitchens from Hawaii to Europe, including earning a gold medal with Team USA at the Culinary Olympics, Joe brings world-class technique directly into your home and to your table. From handcrafted pasta classes, I know firsthand, to upscale pizza parties and custom-curated private events, Joe tailors every experience to you and your guests. Visit his website at pittsburghchef.com to start the booking process for your next event and mention that you heard about him on this ad of the Pittsburgh Dish to save 10%. Thanks, Joe. Now, on to the show. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Dish. I'm your host, Doug Heilman. What is the Sizzle Sauce? Well, it might be your new favorite condiment. We get the full story from creator and owner, Zack Mazur. Looking for a good brunch spot, not just on the weekends? Sarah of Sarah Loves Yinz reveals a favorite in Westmoreland County. And from one Sarah to another, Sarah Kaminski of Best Ever Granola shares a recipe hack for any busy weeknight family meal. All that ahead. Stay tuned. The Pittsburgh Dish is supported by Chef Aleka. Book a cooking class for your next small person event at her Hilltop Shared Kitchen. Just visit her website at chefaleka.com to learn more. Now, on to the show. Well, thank you so much for coming over and for being on the show. Would you introduce yourself to our listeners and what you have going on in the world of food?
Yeah, so thanks for having me, Doug. I appreciate it. I am Zack Mazur, and I am the creator and owner of the Sizzle Sauce.
The Sizzle Sauce.
The Sizzle Sauce.
So, Zack, I guess my first question for you is, if someone doesn't know your product, what is the Sizzle Sauce?
Yeah, so that seems to be the $1 million question. I've been eating the Sizzle for coming up on 2 years now.
Okay.
And it's still difficult for me to explain what it tastes like. And it seems like everybody who tries it for the first time, they have this puzzled look on their face like, what is that? They don't really understand the taste. Some people say, is it a hot sauce? And I say, I wouldn't say it's a hot sauce, but it is hot. Like there's some heat to it.
Mm-hmm.
And other people say, then it's a barbecue sauce? And I wouldn't call it a barbecue sauce, but it has kind of a barbecue taste. And it's just, it's hard to explain, but...
What are some of the notes and flavors if someone hasn't experienced the sauce? You said there's a little heat.
Right.
There's a little bit of like a barbecue, must be a little smokiness to it.
Yeah.
What else?
So it comes in layers. The first flavor you get is like kind of a sweet barbecue flavor. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of transfers over into a more of a savory, comfort type food.
Yeah.
And then when most people think the flavor's over, they're like, oh, that was pretty good. And then they get the heat at the end.
It catches up to you.
Yeah, it comes at the very end. So I'm not real sure how it works. I'm not a food scientist, but it's unlike anything I've ever had before.
And I was taking a look at your website. I see people using it in all different kinds of ways.
Oh, that's the other thing. The versatility is insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we first started, so the first time I ever made it was for my daughter.
Okay.
And she wanted chicken nuggets and fries one day. So made it for her. And I wanted to make something for her to dip the food in, make it a little more special for her.
Yes.
So I grabbed some random ingredients out of the fridge and some ingredients out of the cabinet and mixed them together. I always like messing with flavors.
Yeah.
So made that for her, and she tried, and she was like, oh, this is really good. I'm like, oh, good. And then I tried it, and I was like, wow, this is really good.
You had something.
Yeah. So there was something there. And so from that point, like what I do a lot, because I cook a lot at home, what I like to do is I make something, and it turns out really good. And then the next time I make it, I'm like, oh, I can make that better.
Oh, yeah, refining.
Yeah, and my wife's like, why are you trying to make it better? It was so good last time. But I just like improving things. So after I made that, I went through 7 different variations of it. I just added different things, random ingredients. At one point, I was putting like coffee grinds into it. I'm like, what am I doing? Yeah.
But this is all at home, though. This is all home, experimenting. You're not selling anything yet.
Nothing. This is very early stages.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm messing around with it, and I come back to almost the exact original version of it. Now, I did add a little more heat to it because my daughter, she's not huge on heat.
Okay.
So she really liked the original one. So part of the reason why we're making a mild that's going to be coming out soon.
Well, you're alluding to some things that are coming up, but before we go there, I do want to just ask a couple more questions about the current sauce and the business. Currently, you have been selling the Sizzle Sauce, like it's one product, one heat level, one flavor profile, right?
Right, just one flavor.
And how long have you been doing this in a commercial way?
Yeah, so in a commercial way, we just started in October.
Wow.
Yeah.
So new.
We're really new. Yeah. The fact that I'm doing a podcast right now is insane to me.
Well, we had some connections. Some of our other friends of other shows brought us together, and I'm so glad they did.
Right. Me too.
Yeah. Thanks, Priya and Glenn.
Yep.
That's Anar Gourmet Foods. Yeah.
Yep.
So when you're doing this experimenting, like how long ago is this now? Are we saying that this was just last summer, or have you been kind of working on this for a while when you said you did all these iterations at home?
Well, I guess I can kind of walk you through the whole history of it.
Yeah.
From where it started to where it is now. So like I said, made it for my daughter. It was coming up on 2 years ago. And I kind of felt like I went through these stages from where it started up until now, maybe phases you could call them. That first phase was coming up with the idea, and I think people who maybe entrepreneurs who are, starting a business, or even just somebody who's trying to reach a goal, I think they go through these phases that I kind of remember. So that was the first phase, the idea. The second one was when it started to gain momentum. So I'm at home and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make some sample bottles, some little ones, and give them out to friends and family, see what they think. Am I crazy? Is this like an amazing sauce? Or I want to find out what other people think.
This is your test market.
This is it. Yeah. So luckily I have an amazing group of friends who helped me out with this. I made these 20 little sample bottles, and then I'm looking at the bottles and I think, well, they need a label. I mean, they got to, I don't want to just give them a bottle with no label on it. So I'm making a label, and my wife's like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing it.
You've started down the bunny hole, right?
I was on my way. Well, if I'm making labels now, I need a name for this sauce. Like, what are we going to call it? So it was just such a fun thing to have fun with friends and family, figuring out, what should we call this? And then there was like a top 5 list. And then it was like, hey, what do you guys think about this? So that was the second stage, was gaining all that momentum and thinking, hey, this could really be something. This could be something special. I kept going with it. The feedback was unreal. I mean, people, they loved it. And I said, seriously, you have to be honest with me. I know you're my friends, family.
Right.
But I really have to know your honest opinion. And they're like, no, seriously, you got to do something with it. So the third stage I went into, which was probably the most difficult, this was all the behind the scenes stuff. This was forming the LLC.
Yes.
Getting insurance, having our kitchen approved by the Department of Agriculture, just, all that stuff. It was a lot of work. It was some long nights, small wins. There was nothing much to show for it other than some paperwork.
Yeah.
And this was a time where I thought about quitting. I'm like, I woke up, I'm like, I own a sauce company now. Like, what am I doing? I have 2 other jobs. Why am I doing the sauce company?
Well, and we should say this wasn't your full-time gig, right? You're employed elsewhere. You're doing other things.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a hobby turning into something else.
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't know if I can call it a job. It's so much fun. Like to be sitting here talking to you about this. It's amazing. So yeah, I almost hung it up, almost said, I'm spending all this time and money and what am I doing? So, but then I just felt this like need to continue with it. Like I'm not going to stop doing this. And there was some setbacks. We ran into some issues, and I think just being able to understand that whatever happens is happening for a reason.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the next stage I went into. Was I don't think this is what I want right now, but I got to understand this is the best thing that's going to happen, and everything's going to work out. So yeah, I think that's where I'm at right now. Just I have an idea where I want to be. And when things don't work out, I just think, okay, whatever, we'll get by it.
Well, every time something doesn't work out, it's actually typically a great learning experience.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
everything worked out so well, you'd be like, I don't know what I did right and I don't know what I did wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pure luck is not always good.
Exactly. Yeah. Found a bunch of ways it didn't work. And learned a lot along the way.
So you mentioned you kind of got your home approved like as a cottage run business. Is that what you're still doing right now? Are you still making it at home? Have you moved on to any kind of other outside of the home space?
Nope, still at home. Okay. I worked with, and this is one of those setbacks I was talking about. I worked with a co-packer for about four or 5 months straight. In my eyes, that's what I needed to do. Mm-hmm. I needed to have a co-packer because I don't have time to do all this work at home. So work with them back and forth for months. And at the last minute, it fell through.
Oh, and were they actually creating the sauce or trying to?
They were going to make it, bottle it, ship it. Yeah. So it didn't work out, and thank God it didn't. Because I think, like, looking back, I think, oh man, I'm so glad that didn't work out. Because I mean, now we're doing it. We can ensure quality control. I don't think it would have been the same.
Right. And maybe someday that will change again. But the time horizon and the growth trajectory, which wasn't quite there for you.
Right. Yeah. And it's not something we needed.
Right.
But in my eyes, it was at the time.
So right now, folks can buy the sauce that you're producing online on your website.
Right.
And a couple other places around town. Is that right?
Yeah. So there's 11 locations that we have, a couple restaurants, couple markets.
Okay.
And then the website.
And the restaurants that are selling it, are they incorporating your sauce into any dishes?
Yeah. So there's 2 restaurants right now that have it on the menu.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's exciting. Yeah. One is called the Hayloft in Russellton.
Okay.
There's a big sports complex there called No Off Season, and it's the restaurant there. Actually, the manager there just sent me a picture the other day. They're making a new menu, and now it's officially on the menu.
What does that feel like?
Oh, it's I can't even explain it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. So it's one of their wing sauces right now. And we actually, every second Wednesday of the month, we go there and do a wing night where we set up a booth and give out samples, and there's gift baskets and things like that. So, yeah. And then the other restaurant is called the Finch. Have you heard of the Finch?
I have heard of the Finch.
Okay.
I have not been there.
Okay. Amazing place. It's a big 6-floor building. It's called the Distillery Complex. And the rooftop bar is called the Finch.
Where is the Finch? Where's that located?
It's right next to Station Square.
Okay.
This is one of those crazy things that I just can't believe happened. Sitting there, and I get a phone call from Casey Cavanaugh. He's the bar manager at the Finch. And he says, hey, I just tried the Sizzle, and I want to put it on our menu for wings. I'm like, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. And he said, yeah, we'll take 12 gallons of it. And I'm like, okay. Trying to, play it off like I'm
Be
cool
cool with it.
Yeah. It's like, okay, yeah, no problem. We can do that.
What's the internal Zach thinking
Oh
at that
my God.
moment?
So the internal Zach had 2 reactions. The first one was, yes.
Yeah.
The second one was, crap. How am I going to do this? Like, I don't know. How am I going to get bottles and then labels and all this stuff? And
wow. It's like your first wholesale-ish experience, right?
That was the first wholesale.
Yeah.
So it was, but like anything else, you figure it out as you go. And that's the fun of this.
Well, that's all amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
I feel for you, like seeing your sauce like on an actual proper menu in a restaurant. Like, had that ever crossed your mind that would happen?
I mean, I kind of think of everything, I think.
Do?
So
okay.
it probably did at one point. Yeah.
So cool.
But yeah, to actually see it come to life is, it's pretty amazing.
And, so beyond the restaurants and what's sort of happening there, what's the traffic been like on the website?
So website hasn't been as much as the retail. Yeah. So I'm working on, social media is, I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Oh, I know it well.
I was never on social media until this.
Until this sauce.
Yeah. So now I'm learning, and now you kind of have to be.
Well, it's free marketing.
It is. Yeah. It is nice. Definitely reaches a lot of people, but for me, it's like, it's tough.
It takes a whole other time set, skill set,
right?
What you want to do.
Right.
Have you done other like markets or vending anywhere else?
We did the Expo, Home and Garden Show at the Convention Center. And that was amazing. That was our first ever we've never done any farmers markets
Really?
or anything.
This is still so new.
Yes.
I love it. I love hearing like where you are right now, and we'll see where you are in another year or so. Right?
Yeah. So I mean, I was talking to people at the Home and Garden Show, and they said, "Oh, so you guys travel around to a lot of shows?" And I'm like, "This is actually our first one ever."
I think that's so special.
It was great. And we were only able to do the first weekend because we had, we work during the week, and then the weekend after we had things going on, but it was an amazing experience.
So, I usually ask this later, but you alluded to it. So I'd love to talk about it now. You've been professionally selling this product since October of 2025. We're just into 2026. You've had one flavor and heat level.
Right.
So what's on the horizon here? What's happening soon with your product line?
Well, I found that when people try the Sizzle, I would say about 75% of them like it.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect combination, and the heat level is good. Maybe about 10% of them want it hotter.
Oh, okay.
They like a much hotter sauce.
Yeah.
And about 10% are very sensitive, so they want a mild. That's about 95%. I don't know. The other 5, I guess they maybe they just have a condition where their taste buds can't handle such good flavor.
Right.
I don't know.
No.
But yeah, I haven't had anybody that said they didn't like it yet.
That's so good.
Not one person said they didn't like it. It's been amazing. But yeah, the different flavor, different heat levels, they're going to be coming out soon. People keep asking for them, and they'll be out soon.
So that's what you're experimenting with. It's not necessarily a different flavor, but it will be the intensity of heat. That's what you're going to play with.
Right. Originally, when I first made it, I thought, well, I can make variations. Like maybe I'll make one with that's like extra garlic or something.
Or extra mustardy or something like that.
Yeah. But I can't change the flavor. I feel like it's perfect.
Well, you're not ready for it yet.
Right. Yeah.
People have to experience the sizzle first.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I don't know that I ever will. Maybe I will, but I know just the heat level change for now is what we're going to stick with.
Since you are still so new, what has the network of other makers been like? You said you just did the home show, and that was one of your first big things. And we met through Anar Gourmet, who's also another small maker. Are you finding other folks, any mentors, any supporters beyond the friends and family?
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking right now, Ham and Jack's.
Oh, yeah.
Hot sauce. Yeah,
Lisa Ray. We love Lisa.
Yep. Great people. We met them at the show, and they invited us to the
Hot Sauce
Festival. Yep.
Yes, the Hot Sauce Festival is in October.
Yes.
Listeners, you should be looking October 2026. This will be the second one.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So we'll be down there.
You will?
Yep.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, we're excited about that.
Yeah.
And then as far as mentors go, early on, I got hooked up with Rob Miller from Miller's Mustard.
Okay.
He was very influential for me. He helped out a lot, and saw him down at the home show, and so he helped me. I was lucky enough to. Do you know Dot Foods?
I don't know.
They're like Cisco. So. Do you know Cisco?
Oh, yes.
Foods? Okay, so I guess from what I understand, I could be wrong here, but Cisco is like the number 1 distributor in the U.S., and then Dot is number 2.
Oh, okay.
So I was lucky enough to get hooked up with Brian Leduc, who is the CIO of Dot. The third person from the top of this $13 billion company.
Wow.
And here I am exchanging emails with him. So I got hooked up with him and talked to some people from Dot, and they gave me some info about what it takes to distribute through them and where I need to be and steps I should take now. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's amazing how many people have helped out, not just people like that, but just friends and family, cheering me on.
It's a great story.
Yeah. Hi, this is Zack Mazur with the Sizzle Sauce, and you're listening to the Pittsburgh Dish.
Zack, I'd love to shift gears a little bit because we've talked about friends and family a little bit. You mentioned that you like to cook.
Love it.
Always? Has this always been
since I was little. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It sounds like you like to experiment, which is what I like too. I was allowed to be in the kitchen. And so flavors and things, I've always liked to kind of play around with what's in the spice cupboard or the sauces in the refrigerator door.
Yes.
What about you?
Same.
Really?
Yeah. I'm the type that I never measure anything unless it's with the Sizzle.
Same.
Got to measure that to make sure
Isn't
it's
it
right.
the hardest thing to write a recipe down?
It is.
It's so hard.
Yep. Yeah. Recipes are just recommendations, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a guidepost.
Yeah. So I've always liked experimenting. And when I was younger, my mom, she was the type of mom who I'd be in the kitchen with and cooking. And if I wanted to put something in the pot and she knew it might not be the best thing, she was still like, sure, go ahead, see what happens. So I think that experimenting,
it's back to mistake learning.
Exactly.
Like, like I remember putting stuff in, I think we canned tomato juice one year. And I'm like, oh, garlic powder or basil, that was good. And then clove, not as good in my opinion, right? Just do stuff like that.
Yeah. But you find out what doesn't work and what works. And and then my dad was a good cook. He was always cooking. He made the best pork chops ever. I'm trying to recreate them, but there's something he did that he didn't tell me.
Of course.
Yeah.
That always happens.
Secret.
Wow.
I just, growing up with food and.
You're from the local area, right?
Right. West Deer.
West Deer. Okay.
Yep.
Did you guys do a lot of family meals? Like you ate in a lot?
Yes.
Yeah.
We would go out too once in a while, but it was more eating at home.
And what's family and food life like now for you?
Well, now it's a little chaotic with the kids being in sports and they're so busy all the time.
Are they in their teens?
Yeah, my son's 16. My daughter's 13.
Okay. So they're busy now.
They are.
To get everyone probably at the table is tough.
It is.
In terms of schedules.
We do it as much as we can, but it is tough.
Who cooks in the family now?
So I cook about, I would say 99% of the time.
Okay.
The other 1%, my wife will order pizza or something.
Okay. My bigger question would be, what about the kids? Do they cook at all?
So my daughter she's more into baking.
Okay.
She'll see things on TikTok or whatever. And she's like, oh, I want to make this, mug cake or whatever. My son, every once in a while, he will.
Some of these things are rubbing off on them.
I like to think so.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's independence too.
Yeah.
And it's creativity and all the good thinking.
Right.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I applaud the baking. I've never really championed baking myself.
That's one thing. My wife does all the baking. I don't like it because I think that's more of something I think that you have to measure.
You do need the recipe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
you got to follow rules.
I don't want to do that. That's no fun.
No. And so this is really what led you to doing the sauce, was just playing around with what we have and try some flavors. I do want to also jump to something I really like that you're doing on your website, and it's highlighting how people are using the sauce, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we start with you guys? Like you said, you made it initially for a dipping sauce for chicken tenders and French fries.
Yep.
Like the classic kids meal.
Right.
How else do you guys like to use the sauce or recommend people using it?
Yeah, so we use it on literally everything.
Yeah?
We put it on everything. So it's like I said, it started with chicken, and then we're like, I bet that would be good on a burger. Put it on a burger.
It sounds like a special sauce.
Yes.
For a burger.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it went to things like hot dogs, and then tacos, and then pizza. And then my wife she'll make a salad, put some ranch dressing on it, and then a little bit of sizzle.
A little
top.
sizzle drizzle.
Yeah, a drizzle sizzle. That's it. It's amazing. Yeah.
There, you need to. That starts to be the next T-shirt that you put.
No,
up.
it is. It's on the back.
Is it?
It's
A
on
drizzle.
the back.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Yep. That's the back of our shirt.
So good.
Yeah. So we started putting on everything, and when we started doing that, to me it was crazy. Like, how does it go with everything?
So good.
So people were sending me things like, hey, did you ever have it on sushi? Did you ever have it on this? I put it in my soup today. I'm like, what? This is crazy.
But this is what you're doing. You have folks that have bought the sauce. They send you a picture or something. And what's the section called on the website?
Sizzle Spotlight.
The Sizzle Spotlight.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are some of the more unique things like this?
So people have put it in sourdough bread.
Wow.
Yeah. People put it on seaweed.
Yeah.
I'm like
the little nori sheets and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting.
My sister-in-law puts it, she'll dip white cheddar popcorn and just like have a little cup of it and dip it in there. It's just the things people come up with. So that was my inspiration for the Sizzle Spotlight.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got to showcase all of this stuff.
It spans categories. You want people to say, you can really do anything with it. Look, this is what other people are doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And wings seem to be the number one thing, but it's funny when people first try it, they'll say, oh, I bet that'd be really good on, shrimp.
Yes.
Or I bet it'd
like
be really
bang
good on
bang
rib.
sauce or something.
Yeah. So,
I'm thinking eggs right now as we're talking because you didn't bring it up yet.
I forgot about that one. Eggs. Yeah, that's huge in the mornings. Everyone loves it on eggs.
Because I love a little hot sauce. Mm-hmm. It could really go on virtually anything.
I think that's why. Yeah. There's so much going on in it that it works with everything. So, and I mean, kept eating it on everything. And I'm like, there has to be something it's not good on.
Almost a challenge.
Right. So I took that challenge and I put it on a chocolate chip cookie. It's not good on chocolate chip cookies.
Not good on the sweets like that.
No.
Well, I'm so excited for your success so far, right? You know, we're kind of in like the first 6 months of doing it.
Yeah.
Why don't we do this? You've mentioned the new heat levels. When do you anticipate those coming out? We're recording in April of 2026. So is this something later this summer?
Within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. And my plan was to have it out sooner, but ran into some issues with pH levels and that, and then I had to add lactic acid, and then that changed the taste. And I'm trying to get everything figured out, and it's not a quick process. It's like I got to find companies online who will provide testing and sell in bulk, get samples from them, and try it, and then let it sit for a day, recheck the pH, recheck the taste, have people try it. I get a special team of taste testers.
Your super tasters.
Right, yeah. So yeah, it's kind of a longer process, but...
It's so fascinating because now we're getting into like the science of the recipe. When you mention pH, you might or you may not want it to ferment, right? Some hot sauces are great doing that, but then you don't want to let something keep going. So it's very interesting as you start getting into these nuances of flavor.
It is. Yeah. And I love it.
Yeah.
When I had our kitchen inspected by the Department of Agriculture, there was 2 people that came for that. The one girl seemed to be like training, and they were talking back and forth. I mean, they were there for a couple hours.
Yes.
And at one point they were like, sorry, we're trying to go over everything. I said, no, I could sit here and listen to you all day, talk about acidified foods and all that stuff. It's kind of weird maybe, but I don't know. I'd love it.
That's fascinating. And actually getting back to when Lisa Ray was here and we talked about fermentation and the acidity of a food and what it does to flavor, both good and bad, right?
Yes.
So like you're trying to keep something in check, and these folks that have come in and kind of pouring their knowledge into you, and you're like, okay, I'll eat this up right now because I dig it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's so good.
Yep.
So Zach, why don't we do this for listeners? Let's remind them of your website, and I know it's new, the social handle or handles you're using, and where people can sort of find and follow you.
Yeah. So the website is thesizzlesauce.com.
That's where folks can buy the sauce, as well as find the locations that you mentioned earlier that you can purchase locally.
Right. Yeah. If you're looking for it in the area, we're kind of spread out all around. So if you're looking for somewhere near you, you can check the website, and they're all listed there.
Lots of good places.
Yes.
You're close to a dozen right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Facebook, if you just search The Sizzle, it'll come up.
Okay.
And Instagram is Experience The Sizzle.
Experience The Sizzle. I just found that one earlier today.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So very good.
A little bit different wording.
That's okay.
Yeah.
There's a couple other folks that say they have a sizzle sauce, but this is our sizzle sauce here in Pittsburgh.
This is it. I don't know if you saw the post last week, but there was a guy who responded to the sizzle, and he said, for me, this is the best condiment, like right up there with ketchup to come out of Pittsburgh.
Let's take it.
I said, I agree.
All right, Zach, I always have a final question. The name of the show is The Pittsburgh Dish. What's the best dish you've had to eat this past week?
Oh, does it have to be a dish that has the sizzle on it?
No.
That was a trick question, Doug. Everything has a sizzle on it.
Okay. Yeah, then yes.
Let me think. Oh, I got it. We went to Permane Brothers.
Okay.
I wanted to try their fish sandwich, over Lent. And I took a little travel bottle of sizzle with me.
You keep a little sizzle in the pocket.
I mean, you never know when you're going to need it, right? I put that on the fish sandwich from Permane's. It was amazing.
Well, we didn't hit that earlier, so it goes on fish.
Oh yeah,
as
absolutely.
well as shrimp.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything savory.
Yes,
you can try it out.
Yeah, oysters.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
But the Permane's fish sandwich with a little sizzle was your best bite.
Yes,
perfect bite.
It was.
Zach of the Sizzle Sauce, thank you so much for sharing your story, and thanks for being on the Pittsburgh Dish.
Oh, thank you, Doug. Great time.
Up next, if an elevated breakfast or brunch menu is always on your mind, Sarah of Sarah Loves Yinz takes us to Westmoreland County for a favorite. Sarah, I was wondering, in your food adventures out in Westmoreland County, is there a brunch or a daytime place that you've stopped at recently that you really loved?
So I would say my go-to brunch spot is the Kitchen on Main.
The Kitchen on Main.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's in Ligonier.
Oh, in Ligonier. Okay.
They do have a sister restaurant in Murraysville, the Kitchen on Penn, which is equally delicious. But the Kitchen on Main, Ligonier is just right. That one's maybe 20 minutes from me. It's an easy drive.
And when you visit, since this is your go-to, what do you typically get?
Well, so now you're putting me on the spot because I forget what I got. So their pancakes are huge and wonderful and delicious. My mom is really a fan of their Benedicts.
Oh.
I like their omelets.
Yes.
They have some really tasty omelets.
Is this just a daytime
It is
breakfasty
not.
kind of?
No.
Oh, okay.
So you can do dinner there, but they just knock it out of the park for brunch. So it's always a place that, and you can call ahead and try to get your name on the list, or you can just show up and wait because Ligonier's cute and you can walk around the diamond.
It's very cute.
It is. There's a lot going on. There's bookstore, leather shop. There's a lot of stuff. Ligonier's great. They have a wine cellar apparently that I've only seen online.
Yeah.
But they do have a really nice dinner menu. I think I've been there once outside of brunch hours. Okay. But they are my go-to for brunch, especially one of those like treat yourself kind of brunches.
Yeah.
Where it's a little bit more than just your typical eggs and pancakes.
Mm-hmm. Is this all kind of made to order?
Oh,
or
yeah.
Are they doing a buffet or?
No,
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sorry. I can't handle buffets.
I know you. So I was wondering.
I don't want anything that's been sitting in your six pan.
So this is all made fresh.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And I'm just reminding folks, you've worked in restaurants before. So
My whole life.
You know
Yes.
when it's good.
Yes.
All right.
I'm very particular.
So we're talking about
the Kitchen on Main.
And what are their hours for brunch right now? Do you know?
No, but we should look it up. I think you can go there during the week. And like I said, if you're closer to
like Murraysville, Monroeville area?
If you're closer to that end, definitely the Kitchen on Penn is their other spot and is so worth it as well.
Officially, they call it the Kitchen on Main Kitchen, Wine Cellar, and Pantry.
Yep, that's it. Because they acquired extra space. They used to just be on the one side, and then they acquired extra space. They've expanded, so they do a little more. Did you find their hours?
Well, it looks like right now they're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, open every other day from 9 a.m. till
that sounds right,
8 or 9 p.m. It looks like they're doing some level of breakfast every day of the week.
I thought
open
so.
At 9 a.m. So I have to say, as we're talking about this, and you said your mom likes the Benedicts, that's like the first picture on their page. And the poached eggs, it all looks amazing.
I'm telling you, it's delicious. Yeah, the potatoes are phenomenal. The garden, that's the one that I like.
Vine ripened tomatoes, garlic baby spinach, grilled mushrooms, and a little feta.
Yes.
That sounds good. All right, Sarah. So we're talking about the Kitchen on Main in Ligonier, but they do have some other spots. You can check their website, and it looks like they're doing breakfast, brunch items every day that they're open.
Yep.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the Pittsburgh Dish.
Thanks for having me.
You can follow Sarah on Instagram at Sarah Loves Yinz. Now, from one Sarah to another, we're back at the table with Sarah Kaminski of Best Ever Granola. And if you have a busy family like hers and getting a weeknight meal on the table is sometimes a challenge, Sarah offers up the perfect recipe hack. Sarah, when we were together last, we talked all about your granola business. You're a busy mom. Is there a recipe that you go to, or I don't know, any tip or trick you'd want to share with some of our listeners out there on how you get through a busy week of managing this business and your family?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge with feeding a family of 5, 3 of those people are under the age of 12.
My goodness.
Is finding something that everybody will actually eat.
Right.
Because I feel like, you can make something that 3 people or 4 people will like. So the one go-to thing that I know I can make every single week without fail that everybody will eat and is a crowd-pleasing meal is our tacos. And I really just empty the fridge and chop up everything that's in there. So we eat pretty plant-based. And, for some of the kids, I'll just do like bean and cheese tacos, and they'll have a little bit of sour cream or something on it and some lettuce. But for my husband and I do this big skillet with chopped up veggies. I'll add lentils or beans, whatever we have on hand. and then just season it with chili powder, cumin, a little bit of paprika, some salt and pepper, and it makes amazing tacos every single time.
It sounds perfect.
It doesn't matter what you put in it. Like, it's really just like empty the refrigerator tacos.
Yes. I had a friend that used to call these her must-go meals. Everything must go.
Yes.
So she had a must-go soup or chili, and I think that this is a must-go taco filling.
I love it. We might start calling it that.
Yeah. You, it sounds like you could make this in a filling batch and even keep some more in the fridge, like throughout the week, not just like one night.
Yeah, because I mean, it makes a good salad topper, or you can, scramble it into eggs, or make like a bowl out of it.
I always like not so much a recipe, but a recipe framework. So I think I'm going to do this.
Yeah, it was really good, and it's a crowd pleasing. It's never not delicious.
Now, what did you call it? Empty out the fridge tacos?
Yeah, I think we just empty out the fridge. We usually have I meal plan every week, and every week we'll just sort of be like tacos, and I don't even really buy what's going in them.
Right. It's like whatever's in there.
Whatever is here. Yep. Sometimes it's a can of beans. Sometimes it's, I boil up some lentils. Sometimes you have a half a brick of tofu that's been sitting in there.
It's got to go.
Yeah, it's got to go. That and whatever veggies. And you just chop it all up in those 4 seasonings, and chef's kiss every time.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Sarah Kaminski of Best Ever Granola, thank you so much for this recipe hack. And thanks for being on the Pittsburgh Dish.
Thanks, Doug.
If you enjoyed the show, consider buying us a coffee for this episode or supporting the show monthly. You can find links to those options at the bottom of our show description. And if you want to follow my own food adventures, you can find me on social media at Doug Cooking. That's our show for this week. Thanks again to all of our guests and contributors, and to Kevin Selecki of Carnegie Accordion Company for providing the music to our show. We'll be back again next week with another fresh episode. Stay tuned.